Spider bowler does whatever a spider bowler does. From Let It Roll in Phoenix here for what could be the title matches of the Arizona Invitational, 5th and final invite of the year. Both divisions are in the same scenario where the bowler in danger has to win twice to take away the title. This is the scratch bowler in danger, Keith Ilvasaker, taking on Brandon Rother, who only has one loss. So as soon as Brandon wins, it's over. Keith would like to extend this to one final game. Last time we saw him on camera, he was throwing his 12th consecutive strike last week at Suncoast for a 300. He will finish higher in the tournament this week without any 300s and opens this game with a double. To the left, same deal here. John Abagani in the driver's seat. He just needs one win to capture the title. He's taking on Christian Ortega, who's got 2 losses. It's a battle of the tall bowlers over here. I think John might be taller than Christian. I'll have to get them both standing up at the same time here. It's close, right? Christian saying what am I talking about? All right, I'll wait till you stand up. Don't look at me like that. Christian took offense to that. Did you see that? We gotta wait till he stands up. I might owe him an apology. The difference in handicap is 12, and they're in the 4th frame over there, so we'll follow that. There's a pair between them, which always makes recording this title match on a potato on a tripod even more interesting. Tough combination there, the 369, but he covers it like a boss because he's an Abagani, and that's what he does. All right, Christian's taller than John by like an inch. Christian, stop listening to the announcer. Christian jumped onto the scene in JBT with a win here at Let It Roll in the non-champions event a couple seasons ago. He obviously likes this bowling alley and trying to add a major title to his collection. Similar bowlers, both showing that you don't got to be a big, huge guy to successfully bowl two-handed. It's all about timing. You got to have a certain amount of ball speed, especially on certain patterns. Still plenty of oil left in the middle today on that chicken pizza lane pattern. Almost had a horrible 5-7 on Brooklyn break there. Lucky to leave just the 7. Speedy B, as he's known around these parts, has been shredding racks all day long. Was the last undefeated bowler in the scratch division, and still suffers only that one loss. Trails early, like an inch and a half, Christian. That's it. Max. So often I hit record on my camera and it's an Abagania showing up on frame. It's been a whole lot of Caitlin in there, especially in Arizona. She had 10 wins in the subdivisions in Arizona this season. She's off doing Team USA stuff today. Big brother Josh didn't bowl so hot, so John said, "Oh, hey, this is going to be my turn today," and was the top seed and the last undefeated bowler. That's a good way in triple elimination match play to reach the title game. As Ilvasaker starts on hop front 3. He's been hit or miss with his carry throughout the day, but finding the carry when it's down to 2 bowlers is ideal. Just got by a couple of his matches earlier on. 10th frames, he could have swung in either direction. He escaped those and has himself a nice 21-pin lead through 3. Here comes John. Looking for the double, but missing the head pin left. Pretty deteriorated pattern of this far. This is around game 13 of the tournament. That's a lot of play, even with 2 on a pair. Bowlers have to constantly adjust everything. Each pair is going to play a little different, of course. Synthetic approaches can be tough in the summertime. It is hot in Phoenix, as it should be. Actually, not that hot for Phoenix in late June right now. He begs for it to go. It went, and then everything went over at that 7-pin. Gives Brandon a little taste of his own medicine. Brandon's been slinging messengers all day. He says, I could do that too. Game on 4-bagger. He had front 7 last game? 2 games ago. Last game.
Oh, no, you're right. 2 games ago.
Who can tell? It all blends together. Struggles a little bit. This one. It is such a weird psychological thing when you're the bowler that has the game to give. It's like you try 99% as much, and that's enough to lose all the time. You see it at pro sports when a team's up 3-0 in, you know, basketball or hockey. So often you end up donating that one game, and it's the last thing anybody wants to do, but it just happens all the time. Nicely done at the 310 though for the speedy one. Told that story a bunch of times on camera this season as the storylines kind of come full circle. All Brandon wanted to do was make a finals or two this season. He ended up sweeping the Mira Mesa weekend back in October to totally change his goals for the year. And here he is bowling for an invitational title. He had a invitational runner-up finish in SoCal last year in the handicap division. No, so he brings a 10 there. He says. Christian again gives me the stick eye over there. Switches balls at his 10 pin. Oh no, and hooks by it. So it's back-to-back opens for Ortega. Looks like he's having some hand issues. Tons of bowlers have hand issues. Cesar could barely get the ball off his hand, Padilla, I mean, at the end of his match. Right? How's that right paw looking?
Horrible.
Horrible. Oh, that's a bowler right there. Christian fiddling it's his hands. Tommy Lawrence's slug gave up about 2 hours ago. There's all kinds of things going on here. Subdivisions were exciting. Kendall Balea led qualifying the main tournament, which was exceptional, which meant she was also the leading U17 girls qualifier. Didn't have the same luck in the subdivision title matches as Jaden Mabry bowled a nice game to win girls scratch, and Darius Allo took U17. Keith working on that four-bagger. Well, everybody begged for that one to go. I'd rather that one to have gone less, because you might have gotten a 7 pin out of that. As it is, it's a 6-count wash count, breaking the string at 4. When he doesn't make this, he'll be down to a less than 20 pin differential. Perfectly capable of making it. He will go rocket hard and straight, I think, at this. No! And gets one of the worst breaks in bowling. Chopping a 610 and wrapping a washout are just painfully annoying things about bowling. It happens a lot, and it did there to him. Nice spare from John after missing the head pin left. He's got 104 through 6, 124. He leads up by 22, and he's getting another 12. So looking good right now for John to finish this thing off. Points are done except for the TPC quad points. After today, we'll have our bowlers of the year in Arizona to complete our 5th conference, which will complete the TPC field. All conference bowler of the year still to be determined. Handicap, it's totally up for grabs. The top 4 have sort of become friends. The Harnets, Gage Baker, and Peyton Lee. That's been fun to watch. Scratch division all conference pretty much wrapped up as this guy tore through the invitational season and was nice enough to let somebody else have a chance today. Didn't do quite as well. Nice for Brandon. Can't give up on this match yet, as he only trails by 18 pins. Christian in worse shape here as he's got a washout to shoot at. He's going to start to fall calamitously far behind. Is the case. Trouble for Ortega. Now, we were sitting around at a adult beverage establishment during the week, Jared and I. Yes, Jared still exists. You haven't seen him on camera lately. Looking at the all-time title list, just how untouchable Cortez is at 99. And really, there's no active player, at least in the scratch division, that's going to have a chance at it. Some of the older bowlers are going to run out of time, but they're all hitting like 10 and 11 titles. Andrew's going to age out at what he's at. Now, so just the time's not on their side for that. So it's got to be someone super young, if they're playing right now, that has any sort of chance to get to Tez. And we went down the list of those type of players, and the first name we came to was John, and that's entirely too much pressure to put on a little guy from a severely talented bowling family, but he's going to have every opportunity at it. I think this is going to be around, well, it's around win number 5, whatever it is, which only leaves him 94 away from tying Tez. It's just, you know, insane when you think about some of those numbers, but still not 10 years old. You know, just he's not even grown into his game yet, and he's already upped his average to the 160 range. He hits these sport patterns fearlessly. He's got a chance for 214 years. He's running away with this game in the title, and he's starting to smile. I think he's doing some basic addition down there. Short or not, it's going to work. Well, about my favorite tournament's Theo tomorrow, the all-time champs / non-champs. See some of our adult alumni back tomorrow. Some of them, thanks Theo. That's right, I said it. Thanks PBA. No, I'm just kidding. Keith liked that one off his hand. Maybe he didn't like it off his hand. He was making a lot of noise there, but that was dead flush. Well, solid 10 will prevent the 200 game, but 180, even if he misses it, is plenty, more than plenty. John was a good sport. Caitlin won all those titles and obviously couldn't be here to come out onto the approach, so we held a picture of his sister in front of his face. Good practice for July if Caitlin gets recruited by Team USA for that weekend. We'll have to do that all over again at the dinner. As Brandon catches the triple and has made this game on. He's hopping it out, he's got it, he's dancing around, he fell on his face earlier. They're bouncy at that age, it's all good. All cartilage, like a shark at 10 or whatever, 9, 8, 6, whatever he'll use. Now, whatever it is, you can call him Arizona Invitational Champion with a 193 game. And here's Rother for the lead. Lead change, 9th frame. Keith can max out for 244. Brandon can max out for 246. They're both look to have a good look. And it's who can perform in the 9th and 10th. Brandon already has performed in the 9th. Such a potent strike ball Rother's throwing these days. We know Keith can strike, and we know he's a tough competitor. He must strike on this ball. After leading most of this game, he's in a must-strike scenario. Does those little shuffle steps. Two-handed timing to be just perfect, as it has to be. Come on! Boy, when Keith has missed today, it's been balls not finishing to the left. He's left a lot of 3-7-9 combinations. And even worse, it's an unmakeable split. If it's a 9 count, at least he's got wing and a prayer. Instead, you're going to see a zing down there. And if anybody's going to make a 3-7-9, it's going to be Keith. Now it can only max for 212. Brandon, let's just give Brandon a 7 out. Gets him to 183, 200, 207. Keith needs to keep his head in this just in case Brandon leaves a short count. It's a tough pattern out there. He looks like he's locked in pretty well, but as Keith should know from his previous match play rounds, 10th frame things happen. He's got a double to give himself a chance in it.
Come on! Come on!
Whoa!
Yeah, baby!
Well, we thought it was yet another one of those 3-pin combos to end his day. The 3-8, 3-9 has other ideas. It splats. Keeps a faint hope alive. So he left that 3-7-9 in the 9th and he started to rip the Spider-Man costume. That's backwards, isn't it? Usually you know, rip off the main shirt and reveal Spider Bowl.
Yeah.
What is he going to reveal? Like a tuxedo under there?
Hairy man.
Oh, we don't want that. Still the junior bowler tour, sir. But, as unrevealing as possible, please. Mature move here to take a re-rack and resettle his brain. He's one of those wear your emotions on his sleeve guys. Had to regroup from that 9th frame, and now he realizes he's got a mathematical chance here. If Brandon comes up here and does need a hit and throws it into 10th, he might run it out to lane 74. It's a 32-lane bowling establishment. Let me see, we're facing north-south. The pad I crash out on Phoenix is about 4 blocks from here. He might run right into it. Has to strike. And gets it. Boy, if only that was just a makeable in the ninth. It would change the complexion of the match dramatically, but he's paid the ultimate price for his misses quite a bit today. It happens at that ball speed. That's the give and take of the speed versus power versus accuracy equation. Sure. After TOC tomorrow, bowlers get a month break, and I get a month break from travel while we set up TPC and finish our schedule and get main event going, and get some sponsors going, redo the shirts. I got nothing to do between now and then. But I won't be on the road.
Vacation.
I got to admit that's nice. Vacation is not dealing with the TSA line at 6:05 a.m. on a Friday. Even Andrew knows something about that last month. You have pre-check at least, don't you? You have pre-check. You don't? You've been going through Andrew. Get it. 85 bucks. Best money you'll ever spend in your life. Count could come into play here. He'd love to get all 10. Excellent 10th to give himself some hope, but to end this invitational and capture his first major. 9 does it for sure. 85, 04, 213. Yeah, he needs 9 pins on this ball. Anything less, he'd have to spare. His brain always goes a mile a minute. I can't imagine what's going through it right now, but he's got to lean back on his experience. He's been here a lot of times before. This for it all.
Go ball.
Wow, and you can tell that was a new situation. Should he get 0 on this, Keith wins the game. Should he get 1 on this, we have a tie. We'll go to a 1-shot roll-off. Now for the title. He knew it off his hand. Well, not quite lane 76 because he's got to throw 1 more ball, but good stuff there from both of them. Actually, he doesn't have to throw 1 more ball, but we're going to make him do it anyway. You do you, baby. I permit you to do what you wish. As you feel. Oh, look at that. Brandon's going to stick with the 2-handed. Great stuff out of our champions. 2 Californians invade Arizona and win the Invitational.
All right, man.
TOC to wrap up the regular season tomorrow. We'll